This is going to be a somewhat unscripted video. I'm just going to be playing Billy and reading off some talking points on my second monitor. I've been playing him almost daily to get as little like all the little optimizations out. So we're gonna just go over some shit while reading this off. Some things I want to initially get over. His core passive functions a lot like his A rank version. You can use the final hit of his basic attack, his ultimate, his chain attack, or this pop-up to enhance some skills. It matters a lot for his damage rotations, most importantly, like stun and shit, but fuck that up, whatever. This. Basic 4 into that. This also gets into optimizing determination gains. It's very easy to get a shitload of determination on him, as long as you are abusing the fact that the fourth hit of his basic attack makes his EX special cheaper. Or his tap special, rather. Another thing this is good for, that. Pop up. Now ultimate has 40% bonus damage. You should be stringing that into almost every big hit you do in his gameplay. It is so valuable. I see no reason why you shouldn't. It also means a lot for his damage rotations and stuns. Let's see here. What's another thing? For stun rotations, if you've played Evelyn, it's very similar. Triggering a stun on a different character, if you want to fully optimize it, then you can do this pop-up and then swap to another character to trigger the stun, so that way you can fully optimize the 40% damage buff you get on the basic attack, or the held basic. You'd like swap to the character, then immediately held basic, and then swap off and trigger the stun again on another character. And at that point, if you want to, you can pop up again to get the 40% damage bonus instead of the 20 for the ultimate. And at that point, it's just like fun building up determination as usual. One of the things. This. That follow-up. It is, I would say, better to abuse that than his held EX special. At the current moment, I have very low health. I'm gonna try and worm that in, but the point generally is that you shouldn't be using this held EX special unless you're really having to spam parries, or you're trying to get as quick held basic gains as possible. Some teammates that might be good for him. I know that a lot of people are pretty hostile towards Jufufu, but I think that she performs very well in this setting. Nice crit damage buff, more importantly, a buff towards chain attacks and ultimate, something he loves to do in his damage rotations. The obvious pick, fucking dial in. Wow, did you know that the crit DPS is good with dial in? Humongous shocker here. You've never heard of this before. Norma. I'm not gonna spoil anything in case some people here want to see what her kit is like on release, but she's shaping up to be an incredibly good Rupture teammate, especially for Billy. I'm not going to explain why, but there's plenty of resources out there to see what her kit currently is like in the beta. The obvious contenders of Lucia is another good one. If you're looking for some more free-to-play options, Pulcro could be decent. He wants a lot of on-field time. I don't know. Let's see here. Some thoughts on his builds, actually. Cauldron of Clarity versus his signature. His signature engine is 30% health main stat versus Cauldron's 25. A noticeable increase, should not be ignored. I forget the damage bonus that Cauldron provides, but I know that it's a pretty decent amount. It's a pretty nice amount, and I know for a fact that at maximum rank, Cauldron of Clarity is 10% crit. With Yun Kui, that is 22. Ignore I just said that. I swear to God I know how to do math. 22% crit. Basically permanently. So you should really keep that into account when you're billing, or when you're building Billy. That is 22% of your crit rate just handled by default. Now, you could get his signature, which is 20% unconditional crit rate. It's a lot like Banyue in that aspect. It's got this kind of thing. They're actually incredibly similar. I forget if it's triggered by an EX special or if it's just triggered by basic attacks, but he has physical resist shred, or is it physical shear bonus on his engine too. So it's basically just Banyue's engine, but physical shear. If you think that's better than Cauldron of Clarity, I can't tell you you're wrong, but I also don't really know how much better it would be than just using Cauldron. If you've already got your substats at a nice margin, I see little value in spending pulls on that instead of just waiting for Norma. His value, I personally absolutely hate discussing value with characters. This ZZZ is the kind of game where you should be playing for fun, but if you already own Ye Xingguang, I see little value in pulling in him, because Ye Xingguang is fucking busted. She's, dare I say, currently the best character in the entire game, no holds barred. She is so incredibly, grossly overtuned, and it's clearly intentionally made that way. I'm not gonna do the stupid fucking Hoyo Twitter thing saying, oh, she's a Chinese character, that means she was made better, but they were definitely marketing her as the next best Miyabi. And if you have her, then I see no reason to pull on Billy, who is in a lot of ways just worse. And that's mostly because he's a Rupture character. Current moment, there's like Wandering Hunter who has high defense, and I think a Shiyu boss, and the rest have like middling or lower than average defense that really doesn't let a Rupture shine. I personally believe that Billy still has very high damage. Obviously, we've only had his trial to use as a reference, but you can super quickly optimize his determination gains to spam his held basic. I think that's what separates a lot of bad characters from good characters. It's the ability to spam their good moves, and he is very capable of doing that. Some finalized general thoughts on him. They cooked. He's stupid fun. I've been playing him non-stop. I've been doing this trial obsessively. He is so incredibly addicting. I cannot get over him. For once, I've been using English lines. The voice actors for him were having the time of their lives. You can tell. Outside of that, I don't have much else to say. I think I covered everything. For anyone who's looking for like a TLDR, basic 4, tap special, wait until the pop-up. If you have energy, do the EX special follow-up, or do the dodge counter follow-up after the pop-up. Just spam that over and over again. If you do 2 of those strings in a row, you will guaranteed get your held basic. That is the thing to take away from this. That's kind of it. I didn't really want to do a whole lot of editing for this. I might like inject a bit of images into this, but yeah. Later.